Welcome, guys. If you're new here, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. This video is for you. If you are watching this, if you clicked on this video piqued your interest and you are interested in the art of shapeshifting. I know you might be like, what is shapeshifting right now? And don't worry, we'll get into that. But shapeshifting is essentially how I've been able to transform myself as well as 100+ people. Now, before we get into the art of shapeshifting, I want to give a brief warning because this video is only for those who intend to implement the information given, right? This video is for doers. It's not for people, I created this, I poured my heart into this for those who want to further their lives, benefit their lives, and become a version of themselves that, they've always wanted, but, weren't quite sure if it was possible or not. This video is for those individuals, for you. Now, shapeshifting can drastically change your life when you master it. So you need to understand this before you continue further. You need to understand why you're doing it and what it can do for your life, right? I mean, this goes into everything, guys. Your physical appearance is so important. I wish that weren't the case, but that is the case. So we have to play according to the rules of the game. First impressions, dating, business, job offers, you name it. Your physical appearance, you being in shape, will affect that drastically. So you need to understand that, and you need to understand why you're doing this, right? This video is not for those who cannot sit down for an extended period of time and take notes. You should have a notebook and a pen if you are watching this video. Plain and simple. There's a lot of information, there's a lot of value. So this video is for those who want to learn, want to extract value, and implement the principles outlined in this video. This video is for doers. I want you to apply these concepts to your life and change your life. Because if you're watching this video, I want you to benefit from it. The concepts in this video are meaningless unless applied. Again, warning. The concepts in this video are meaningless unless applied. Before I get into the nitty-gritty details, I want to give you a little bit of insight about me and why I'm qualified to help you change your life. So I've been lifting for coming up on 9 years. It all started with football, the desire to be a better athlete, to further my athletic career, and just to become the best player I could on the field. So over the course of this, I started as a very, very skinny guy, right? I was 118 pounds going into high school at 6 foot. So quite thin, right? Not a great build for a football player. So I wanted to change that. So I learned the hard way how to bulk, how to change my physique, how to will a new physique into appearance. And along the way, I've overcome injuries, I've had to rehabilitate myself, I've had to overcome so many obstacles. And because of this, because of all the information on the internet, both good and bad, that I had to decipher and file through, I want to give you guys a clear, crystal clear understanding and guide to what works and to what I know. I'm going to pour my brain out for you guys to observe and learn from. And moving on after high school, after, learning, I'm still learning this whole way into college for the past 4 years. During college and now after college, I have been a personal trainer for the past 4 years, right? Because I wanted to show others how I was able to change myself, and I wanted to apply all the knowledge I had learned into other people, because quite frankly, that's what makes me as a person the happiest, when I'm able to benefit other people's lives, right? It's great when I changed, my life changed, I reaped the benefits, my life was so much better, and I want other people to experience that, right? That's what gives me joy nowadays. So I'm passionate about transforming others the way I did myself, because you guys need to do this. You guys need to understand and learn about it so you can apply it to your life, because a lot of people don't even know what they're missing out on by not being the best version of themselves and being in shape. So that's a little bit about me, guys. Moving on, let me move my loom. What is shapeshifting? This is a self-created definition that I believe fits the mold the best. It is the ability to morph and manipulate one's physical appearance, more specifically their physique, to their desired preference. You guys have the ability to look how you want to look. everyone has that right. Yes, we have different genetics, different muscle bellies, but everyone can look lean and shredded and how they want. Or if you want to look big, strong, and bulky, you can do that too. Any physical appearance is achievable for anybody if it's something you desire. This is Mo. This is one of my first clients ever. And this is actually a transformation of a period of 1.5 months. So under 2 months, guys, you can see. Now, this guy has great genetics. He trains his ass off. So, you know, it's easier to work with these people, but it's achievable for anybody. And this just goes to show you, you apply the right principles, you can look massively different. Sometimes for some people in as little as under 2 months in Mo's case here. So props to Mo, he's killing it. Now, what really matters when it comes to shapeshifting, guys, right? These are the key pillars that we're really going to dive into and dissect one by one so you guys know exactly how you should be approaching this whole thing and what really matters. Because, again, there's a lot of information on the internet that is hard to decipher through, right? You have studies contradicting each other left and right. You have people contradicting each other left and right when it comes to their opinions on certain matters. So I'm here to give you the no BS, straight up answer on what it takes, what you need to focus on, right? So the key pillars are diet. This is extremely important. You can't overlook this. This is going to be so key. That's why I put it first. It's so key in manipulating the way you look, how heavy you are, how much muscle mass you have, how much body fat you have. Diet is key. Training is also key. That's why they're called key pillars. They're all super important, right? Programming, execution, workout structure. We're going to go over it. Also, recovery and lifestyle habits. These things do matter. If you're drinking 20 beers 3 times a week, it's going to be a little tougher to optimize your body and your performance, right? Mentality. This is often overlooked by a lot of people, but you have to have the right mindset when you're approaching these things. If you want the best chance for success, you need to make sure that you are approaching things with the right frame of mind. So we talk about that in here as well. And then adherence and consistency. This whole ship sinks if you can't adhere and you can't be consistent. I don't care how good your diet, training, recovery, lifestyle habits are. If you cannot do them consistently, if you can't keep your mindset consistent, you guys need to understand that if you cannot adhere and you cannot stay consistent, you cannot make the changes in Shapeshift ultimately. Now, talking about training and recovery. Let me move my loom again. Diet, training, and recovery, guys. We're going to go over this starting with programming, okay? So there are a lot of different programs, there are a lot of different splits that you hear about, right? The most important thing you need to know about programming and splits is you need a training split where you're able to hit each muscle group 2 times a week, okay? And regarding programming, you need a structure that's going to allow you to progressively overload over time. You've heard that thrown around a lot. What is progressive overload? Progressive overload is basically your ability to get stronger over time, your ability to do more over time. This could be adding more weight on the bar. It could be doing more sets, more reps, or all 3 ideally, right? And certain structures will allow you to navigate this and to progress at quicker and more efficient rates. So progressive overload is key, and the program that you choose will ultimately help you get there quickest, right? Other things to consider when it comes to programming are exercise selection, right? Because ultimately exercise selection will allow you to bias certain muscle groups and patch certain weaknesses in your physique. For example, for me, my arms are lagging in general genetically for me, so I have put in extra volume to blow up my arms and it's gone fantastic. So you need to understand where you come up short, what you want to fix, what you want to improve, and then pick the right exercises to improve that with the appropriate volume and overall structure in your workout. There are tons of variables when it comes to programming. That's why I work with my one-to-one clients online so in depth, and I literally create their programs for them based on their individual needs. So with this, make sure you are in the right hands, you have the right coach, you have the right structure to get to your goals the quickest, guys. Now, next up, we're talking about diet. So calories are king when it comes to manipulating your body weight, okay? You've probably heard this before, calories in, calories out, right? For me, I had to be in a caloric deficit for a very long time being such a skinny dude. I was an absolute toothpick. So putting on weight was a challenge for me. There are a lot of variables you can manipulate to put on weight easier, which I get into with my one-on-one clients as well. But for example here, right? Let's say you're trying to put on weight. The above image to the right is a great example of a dense meal, right? Not super dense, that's not super hardcore bulking, that's a recent meal I've had, but dates are extremely calorically dense. 6 of those dates has roughly 300 to 400 calories, right, depending on the brand. Eggs, great source of choline, fats, micronutrients, and protein. They're going to help you regardless if you're bulking or cutting. They're a great addition. Watermelon's not super dense, but fruits in general offer, a healthy source of sugars, which can be helpful when you're bulking. And another example would be doing shakes, doing orange juice or fruit juices in general, and just liquid calories in general, because those are not going to fill you up as much as, let's say solid food would, right? You don't want to be eating a ton of salads if you're bulking. You just want to get some veggie in, right? Because it's just good for you. But in general, you want to aim for calorically dense foods, right? Nutrient intake and food selection as well, right? Going into deficit or surplus. If you're bulking, you want to pick calorically dense foods. If you are cutting, you want to pick foods that will satiate you and keep you sane during your deficit, right? Last thing you want to do is be eating burgers and fries in a deficit, because you're going to run out of calories really quickly and be miserable. And you're also not going to get the appropriate nutrient intake that you probably need, right? So picking whole foods is something I always recommend, whether you're bulking or cutting. If you're bulking, you have a little more leniency to eat a little bit dirtier, let's say, right? Eating some burgers and fries definitely helped me gain weight and gain mass. So for certain individuals, it's appropriate, right? It all depends on the individual. So that's a little bit about diet. Again, these things, I want to give you guys the most important aspects, but I want to also keep it somewhat simple so you're able to apply this immediately, right? Another last thing I'm going to touch on with diet is protein intake. Regardless of whether you're bulking or cutting, you need to be getting about your body weight in protein, right? That's a safe amount. Now, if you're cutting, you might want to go a little over. And if you're bulking, sometimes you can get away with a little bit less, but I always recommend, to be safe, your body weight in protein, in grams. So if I weigh 185 pounds, which is what I weigh now, I want to consume 185 grams of protein, right? Simple. Now, recovery, right? A lot of people go too in depth into recovery, like what supplements. Well, supplements are actually important, but like, do I need a Theragun? Do I need a foam roll? Do I need to stretch? Do I need to get those leg compression things? You don't need most of that stuff. Can it help? Yes. It'll give you probably, 1 to 5% performance increase or recovery increase. However, the most important pillars of recovery are sleep and nutrition, guys, right? Try to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep every single night. That can be tough for some individuals, but good quality sleep is also an important factor to decide, right? You need to factor in how good your sleep is. If your sleep is low quality and you're waking up super shot and super tired, sometimes it's part of the process, but you also need to look at your pre-bed routine, what time you're going to bed, right? My football coach used to say every hour before midnight counts as 2 hours. And I'm not sure what literature backs that up, but to be honest, just from my own personal experience and the experience of my clients, that is the case, right? And I notice my clients that get good quality sleep, that eat well, their transformations go a lot smoother, and they're able to feel good as well, which is overlooked in this process. Another thing that's overlooked often is active recovery. A lot of my clients are very, very, sore sometimes when they're starting out with, like, let's say their first leg day, right? Very, very common. The best thing you can do if you're super sore is actually just to go for a walk or to move a little bit, right? To get the blood flowing. Blood flow is extremely important for recovery and just for overall rate of recovery. So a lot of times building up your work capacity, getting used to being more active and doing more work, even though it's low intensity, will help you in terms of recovery and just overall work capacity. So being active, guys, is super important. I always recommend get at least 10,000 steps a day, or, if you're a little busier, 8 to 12,000, right? Just in that range, be somewhere in there consistently. You will see benefits in how you look, how you feel, and your ability to do more work. All right, guys, going into mentality and adherence. Your mindset is going to be crucial in this whole journey, right? Your mental approach, approaching with the right frame of mind, that it's going to take work. It's going to take you leveling yourself up and you becoming a better man to hit these goals, right? So having the mindset of growth, having the mindset of self-improvement in desire, guys. It all starts in the mind with a desire. Why did you click on this video? Because you desired a certain outcome. You desired a better version of you. So focusing on your desire is actually very powerful in achieving these things. I recommend everyone read a book called Think and Grow Rich. It goes deeper into this, but having a desire and growing and nurturing this desire with your habits is going to help you in this process massively, right? Setting your goal, guys. You need to set the goal with the desire in mind to achieve it. Adherence. The whole ship sinks if you cannot adhere. You need to develop the skill of consistency, right? These are all things I work on with all of my clients in person and especially online, because they are absolutely crucial, guys. All of these aspects, but especially adherence. You need to be consistent. You need to build the habits. And you need to build a routine, at least a rough structure of a routine that's going to help you be more productive, help you stick to what you need to stick to, and put the inputs in, right? Something I recommend is the 3-2-1 rule to avoid procrastination. If it's something you can do in a minute or 2 minutes, get it done now. I'm not even talking about like getting your macros in or any of this stuff. I'm talking about like doing your dishes, cleaning your room, getting that little task out the way, because with your mentality, you want to optimize your mental headspace and your mental real estate. So you don't want to be stressed out by all these little things like, oh, I got to do the dishes, I got to clean my room, I got to do all these little laundry, minute tasks. You want to knock these out of the way efficiently so you have more mental headspace to focus on what really matters, which is your own personal development, the development of your physique, and putting in the inputs that are going to further and move the needle. I cannot overstate the importance of this, guys. And I also need to highlight, it takes time, guys, to build the physique. I've been doing this 9 years. However, I've helped people achieve 6-packs from a gut in 3 months. I've helped Mo put on 10 pounds of solid muscle in a month and a half, right? You'd be surprised. You probably know someone in your life who's like made an insane transformation. Like, how'd they do that? Like, they're a different person. It's been a few months. That is what these habits will do for you. That is what the right system, with the right habits, with the right approach, with the right everything, that is what optimization looks like, right? It still takes time. It takes some months. You have to let time do its thing with these habits, and you have to adhere to these habits. However, you can speed up the process, and you can cut through time, seemingly, if you apply the right habits, guys. The difference between me and my clients is I had to learn the hard way on so many things regarding injuries, training program. I had to learn everything through trial and error. But that is why I'm so passionate about helping people speed run the process and cut through time to get to the results. Because quite frankly, it'd be nice if we could all just have the direct path, but that was not the case for me. So I want to make sure that's the case for you guys. Now that you understand what I've said, you have a base understanding of the key pillars that are going to get you shape-shifting, get you looking like the best version of yourself, I have an offer. If you want to fast track the process of shape-shifting, if you want one-to-one guidance from someone who's transformed 100+ individuals both in person and online, and if you want to guarantee your success with the right blueprints, the right systems, and you also want to recreate yourself, you have a burning desire to recreate yourself, you know you're capable of more, you know you can be a different man, you want to be a different man, and you know it's possible, and you are prepared to apply systems to change your life, you're willing to do the work if the blueprint is handed to you. You are led to the water and you want to drink the water, right? I can lead a horse to water, I cannot make the horse drink. If you're willing to drink and apply these systems to become a different beast, to become a different version of yourself, 2.0, 3.0 version of yourself, and you also want a better life that comes with the ability to look and feel your best, then there is a link in my bio to Calendly. We can book a consultation, we can book a call, and I can see if you're the right fit. But first off, I need to make sure you understand all the principles in this video. There's a lot more to learn, but having a base understanding of these principles is going to be key in fast tracking your progress, guys. I love you guys. A lot of you guys are going into this fitness space not knowing what the hell to do. There are too many people saying too many different things. I've condensed this information in a digestible way for you guys. Also, go check out my Dream Physique Ethos, video. It's 50 minutes on my channel. It goes really, really, really in depth into everything, right? And that's a great place to go if you have further questions. You can also reach out to me via Instagram. It'll be linked below. If you have questions, I'm always willing to help those who are in my shoes. So I urge you guys to feed that desire to create the best version of yourself, because it has been the biggest game changer in my own life and my clients' lives, guys. Looking, feeling your best, optimizing your performance mentally and physically, and just being the best version of yourself creates a better life for you. You guys need to understand this. So with that being said, I love you guys. If you're ready to get the work, let's book a call. Otherwise, take care of yourselves, become the best version of yourselves. We're all in this journey together, and apply these principles, guys. Love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. I hope you gain some value from this. Till next time.